Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And it looks like silly season came early this year because we just got probably the biggest news of the season so far. Daniel Ricciardo is replacing Nyck De Vries at AlphaTauri, effective immediately. De Vries won't even make it to the summer break, and we'll see Daniel back on the grid at home. This is big news, but I knew after the British Grand Prix that De Vries' time at AlphaTauri and in general in F1 is done. He's been outperformed by Yuki this season 8-2, one of the worst teammate differences on the grid. I was going to make a video explaining why De Vries' time was up, because I expected him to at least make it to the summer break, but we can go into many reasons as to why Nick lost his seat. I'm not here to talk about that. Now that this news has come out, it's time to consider the implications this will have on the futures of Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Perez. Daniel Ricciardo's experience speaks for itself. He's been at Red Bull, Renault, McLaren, winning 8 times, 7 at Red Bull, and that impressive win in Monza for McLaren. However, as we all know, he was consistently outperformed by Lando Norris during his time at McLaren, and it was that underperformance that made him lose his seat there despite having a contract signed for the 2023 season. He couldn't find a full-time seat, and he went back to Red Bull as the reserve driver. He said his goal was always to find a seat for 2024, but now that he has this opportunity, it may very well be his last chance at F1. If he gets outperformed by Yuki, there's no doubt in my mind that he's done in Formula 1. Now, AlphaTauri is undeniably the worst car in the grid, and it's reflected in their apt position as last in the standings in the Constructors' Championship. But if Ricciardo can outrace Yuki and score more consistent points, that'll prove he deserves a more consistent drive, possibly in the Red Bull. But if he can't beat Yuki, there's no way he'll get a drive 2024 and beyond. And we'd have to say goodbye to one of the better drivers of this generation. Why? Because it'll show that Ricciardo has lost what made him so great. It'll kill his confidence similarly to what happened to McLaren, and no team will want to offer a seat to a washed 34-year-old when there are many talented young drivers waiting to be given an opportunity. Daniel must know that this is his last chance, and it'll be interesting to see what he does with it. On the surface, Yuki probably has the least to lose. He outperformed his teammate consistently this season, and has been able to get a couple points despite this season's AlphaTauri being a literal tractor. But you better believe Yuki wants a chance in a more competitive car. If he can beat Daniel, he'll probably get that chance. Now, Yuki has time on his side. He's only 23, which is why I believe Red Bull have shown more patience to him than they did with 28-year-old Nyck De Vries. Yuki was definitely being compared to Nick to see just how competitive he was. But seeing as it wasn't really a challenge, now with Daniel in that seat, Red Bull will definitely see how the two compare. If Yuki can outperform the 8-time race winner, there's a chance he gets on Red Bull's radar for that second seat. If he can't, then that'll be the 3rd season in a row where Yuki is beaten by his teammate. And Red Bull might consider starting over by giving 2 Alpha seats to 2 Red Bull juniors. This is Yuki's chance to show he can get a promotion into the 2nd seat at Red Bull. But if he gets beaten badly, I doubt he'll ever get that promotion. If you're Sergio Perez, you're definitely sweating just a little bit. It hurts me to say this because Checo's my favorite driver on the grid, but there's no denying that he's been extremely disappointing so far this season. He was somewhat competitive in the first 5 races of the season. He beat Max twice and was a safe 2nd place. However, he hasn't made it to Q3 in the last 3 races and has had to have a recovery drive in all of them. I don't want to discredit Verstappen's dominance, but the Red Bull is the best car on the grid and they should be having consistent 1-2s every weekend. It's gotten so bad that Perez has gone from a potential championship fight with Verstappen to a fight for 2nd place with Fernando Alonso. If any other cars were more competitive, Checo would be in more trouble. Right now, Verstappen is so dominant that Red Bull basically have the Constructors' Championship all wrapped up. However, we have to consider that in 2024, the cars might be closer together, and that won't bode well for Perez if he continues this form. If he's struggling this much with the outright best car on the grid, how badly will he struggle if other teams get closer to Red Bull? It's something I'm considering, and something that you bet Helmut Marko and Christian Horner are considering as well. If Perez can get back to his early season form, I don't doubt he'll see out the rest of his contract. But if he continues to struggle and even loses second place in the Drivers' Championship, Red Bull will be looking for a replacement. Helmut Marko has gone on record saying, quote, "We really want to finish second in the Drivers' Championship too. If we change drivers, the points are gone. So for us, it's not even an issue," indicating that Perez's seat is safe for the rest of this season. But we all know how Red Bull operates. Pierre Gasly thought that he was safe before Red Bull demoted him mid-season. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Perez has to perform better. If he loses second place, he loses his seat. The pressure is on, and we'll see how Checo responds. Thanks for watching, guys. I wanted to make a quick video regarding the situation because, like I said earlier, it seems like silly season is upon us earlier than expected. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave a comment with your opinion on this matter. Are you happy to see Daniel back? And how safe do you think Perez really is? I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. Until next time, see ya.